Do we have a quorum in attendance? If it looks like it.
Yes.
Okay, and everyone can hear me. It sounds like you can hear me okay.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. This public special meeting of the Board of Education for September 18th, 2025 is called to order. All items to be considered this evening are posted on the PPS website under the Board and Meetings tab. This meeting is being streamed live on PPS TV Services website and on Channel 28 will be replayed. Throughout the next 2 weeks, please check district website for replay times. All right, good evening and welcome. We are here tonight for a special meeting of the Board of Education. Before we discuss the posted item, I'd like to call on Dr. Armstrong.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Wong and board. We've heard testimony about the ban and the extra activities, or sorry, the activities that they do outside of the school day. And we have reached tentative agreement, and we were scheduled to vote on September 30th as an amendment to the collective bargaining agreement that would allow for extended responsibility pay. And so, one of the things that we're hoping, and to know that this agreement is part of a resolution of approximately 15 open issues. And so, if the MOU is ratified, educators, including the pet band leaders that you heard you may have heard from earlier or received some communication, would receive additional compensation for the work beyond the school day. Now, the collective bargaining agreement says that this topic will be part of the 2025 bargaining, so we will have more conversation. And so we're actually proposing that we implement it for this current year, not for future years, since it is a bargaining topic. And so I know that there was lots of energy from our school staff. We did hear that some bands were participating. As we heard from the gentleman tonight, I don't even think that he knew that there was yet a resolution. And so while we know we're sort of outside of the payroll cycle and it's not going to come into effect this at the end of this month, we thought if we make this move to get agreement on the resolution, that we can at least put some of our band directors and other folks who are impacted by the 15 open issues at ease, knowing that it's voted on and approved and we can carry on with our business. So I am asking if we can vote on the resolution and if that is appropriate. And I'll turn it over to our legal counsel to weigh in if we're able to do that at this time.
Yes, you have the authority as a board to decide to vote on an issue if we have a public meeting, which we do, and it's an issue that's arisen. So there's nothing on that says you cannot vote tonight if you have a motion and an amendment. Second, not an amendment, sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can the resolution be posted that we'd be voting on?
Yes. I think I'm going to turn that back over to Roseanne. It's up there? Okay.
She's giving it a number and posting it now, so give her a second. In the meantime, I can tell you what it says. It's not all that interesting. Would you like to hear the proposed amendment?
Yes.
It simply says ratification of the memorandum of understanding with Portland Association of Teachers. It says the board has reviewed the information regarding the proposed MOU, which is the one that you all have seen a draft of, or not the draft, the actual signed version, that was signed by PPS and Portland Association of Teachers on September 5th, 2025. Along with the superintendent's recommendation for ratification of the amendment to the collective bargaining agreement. And then the resolution is the Board of Education hereby ratifies the attached memorandum of understanding.
And could we post the MOU, or is that not something that's allowed to be posted?
Sure.
I'm just thinking from a transparency perspective,
Yeah.
so people can see what.
there she goes.
Am I making sense? Are other people think this seems like a good idea? Or am I being weird? Okay.
It's just all happening in real time, but everything is otherwise a public record.
Is there any reason why we would not want to do this right now?
There are pros and cons about taking action in advance of the collective bargaining agreement and the collective bargaining negotiations that are coming up. I don't ever want to give advice in public session, but I think there are pros and cons, and we have certainly discussed those with PAT. As Dr. Armstrong said, we have approximately 15 open issues that we're working through. This is one of them. It's unique in that it requires your ratification as opposed to just resolving them. So the biggest con is that there is an expense associated with this, but the leadership, including all of those who worked on it up to the point that I became in the loop in August, believe that the work done is comparable to the other types of work that the extended responsibility article compensates. So it's really kind of bringing into alignment, which is something that was a hangover, that's a bad choice of words, holdover from the prior negotiations. And just since I'm speaking, just to give you all a little bit of context, it was that there would be a committee looking at the extended responsibility, and there would be recommendations made, and if it wasn't brought forward in this way, then it would be something discussed in 2025. So that there was a lot of work that I wasn't part of, and about exactly, is this more like this? Is the compensation more like this versus that? And that's what led to the MOU that's before you.
And then just to add on that September 30th, when the item was going to be before you, we would have had more of a presentation with more information on some of the things that our Chief Tancre just summarized. But understanding the urgency around informing and showing that like this is our commitment and we are moving forward on it seemed to be important enough to propose that we vote on it. Now, whether it's going to impact anything that we do in our actions from now through the 30th, no, but if it gives some folks some reassurance in schools that they can play on and participate, which we've heard they've been continuing to do, then we think that it's great. We do support our bands and appreciate all that they do outside of the classroom.
If I could just add one footnote, there are other extended responsibility roles that are included in the MOU. It's not just the band. That's the one that's kind of sense of urgency, but I want to be transparent. There are other ones, and it was, again, the leveling of their roles.
I appreciate that. We appreciate our band and our debate advisors and all the other folks that do things after the school day.
So is the appropriate thing to do to move that we add this to the agenda?
No, you can simply make a motion on this resolution. It's now been numbered 7177. And a potential resolution is before you, so you can move and second.
So would I move that resolution 7177 be adopted by the board?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that decent language?
Yep.
Yes.
I have made the motion.
I'll
Do we have a
second.
second? I didn't hear that. Sorry.
A
Director
very
Slid
emphatic
moves.
second, Betty.
Thank you.
So,
All right, so we have Director Slit moves and Director LaForte seconds the resolution 7177. Is there any further board discussion?
Looks like Director Engelsman has a question.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Come on. Go ahead, Director Engelsman. Director Engelsman? While we wait, is there any other board discussion?
I had a similar question to Director Chase Miller in terms of, because it feels a little bit rushed for me. I guess we have been notified already. Is there any downside to, is there any negative or any downside to voting on this tonight versus waiting the 12 days. And I guess one of the downsides would be that the bands wouldn't be able to play tomorrow night. In addition to that, are there any other downsides?
What I will just jump in and say that there's nothing preventing them from being able to play. I think what we found when we asked some questions, there were some people that maybe weren't informed that there was an agreement that was reached with PAT and that it was going to vote, and then maybe others just waiting for the vote. I think we did hear that maybe in one space that there may have been a band that was deciding that they would wait for the official vote, but it doesn't prevent anything from this point. I think all prior activity from not just as Chief Tancre mentioned, not just from band, but others that have participated in things this month will be covered retroactively
Right, it will be
For
applied
this-
for the school year, so.
for this academic year.
Yeah,
Okay, I guess that was my second question then. If the bands were to go back, that they're going to be compensated, then
Yes.
I do want to
Thank
point
you.
out, Director Pass, that it does not cover last year where they did work without an agreement. So the current, what's in front of us is for this year. That other piece is still up for negotiation, but I don't feel like it feels rushed because it has been signed by both parties. I think this is showing that, we're walking the walk right now. I don't want to get too caught up in that because we've got, 700 students that are impacted tomorrow. And I feel like if we have a signed agreement between PPS and PAT, I have no problem giving our band instructors and all of our other instructors the reassurance that our votes, hopefully a yes.
yeah, I think my question about any negative repercussions is knowing that we don't have last year's covered, or is there any anticipated fallout from not having this applied to last year?
I don't know that I can answer that for you today. That's something that is part of the discussion with PAT on about the 15 and then 50 other issues in play. So this is to address one issue, but the ongoing discussions with PAT are happening regularly. Dr. Freeman meets with the team regularly. I've met with, so there's a lot of other work and there are a lot of other issues at play to
All
resolve.
right, thank you.
To talk through is a better way to put it.
Chair Wong, I know
Yep.
Director Engelsman had something to say and rejoined from a different phone to see if she's able to say it, just so you know
Great,
what's
thank-
going on if you're not aware.
Thanks for letting me know. Go for it.
Thank you. I didn't have anything to say except that I couldn't say anything, and I wanted everyone to know that I was trying to connect on a different platform. I'm here now.
Great. Welcome. All right. Any other questions or comments before we move to a vote? I assume that means no. So, all right. The board will now vote on Resolution 7177, ratification of the Memorandum of Understanding with Portland Association of Teachers. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 Yes. All opposed? Abstentions? All right, Resolution 7177 is approved by a vote of 6-0. Awesome, congratulations. I'm hoping that people can sleep easy tonight. All right, our next item is a state literacy grant, the showcase of their meeting tonight. We're pleased to have been awarded the Oregon Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant. This is a federally funded grant administered by the Oregon Department of Education. It is earmarked to support literacy programming from birth through 12th grade. Although trying to teach a newborn how to read is probably not recommended. Today we are voting to approve our first year allocation through a revenue contract, which is technically for the 2024-25 school year and can be carried over and spent up until September 30th, 2026. We expect in the next month to receive the second allocation of an additional $1.1 million, which will also come before us as an amendment to this contract. This means that we will have $2.2 million of additional funding to support PK through 12 literacy activities in PPS over the next year. So unless there are any objections, I would like to ask if we could move straight on to vote this item.
I have one comment before, but so if we move it, I'd just like to make one comment.
Sure, go for it.
Thank you. I am so excited to hear about this grant. I'm really grateful for everyone who put the work in to make it happen and to get it. This is terrific. I do know I've heard of at least 3 schools across 2 or 3 zones among the districts that did lose their reading results. I have raised this a couple of times. I've heard it from parents. They were disappointed. There are students that don't have the means or the ability to hire tutors, and so they're just getting lost in the shuffle. And so I guess I would just love to say, with this money, I would hope that schools that lost their reading results are among the first to be contacted so that they get similar in-person tutorage and assistance to their kids who have lost it, because I think this is an opportunity to make sure that all students across the district have great opportunities.
Thank you. Well said. All right, before we vote on it, do I have a motion and second to adopt resolution 7176, revenue contracts that exceeds $150,000 for delegation of authority?
So moved.
I have
second.
Director DePass moves and Director Chase Miller, I think I heard, seconds.
I think it was Engelsman.
I think it was Stephanie, but
Okay,
I'll second too.
Director Engelsman seconds the adoption of resolution 7176. Any more discussion or comments? I just want to say this is what I wish for my birthday.
Happy birthday, Chair Wong.
Thanks for PPS to get potentially $2 million to support literacy. All right, we will now vote on resolution 7176, revenue contracts that exceed $150,000 for delegation of authority. All in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
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 All opposed? Abstentions. Resolution 7176 is approved by a vote of 6-0. Thank you, everyone. And super happy to approve this. And thank you to everyone who put the work to get this. And there we are.
And thanks for spending your birthday with us. It's really big of you.
Absolutely. I'm at a soccer practice right now. So thank you for dealing with that. And
I remember the days of sitting in my car at soccer practice.
Keeping it real.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to Hosford's back to school night, so I'm going to sign off. Bye.
All right.
Night.
Well, with that, this meeting is adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Chair Wong.